Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today for you I have episode 3 of Titans, and here we go. Okay, so continue off from episode 2. Raven gets kidnapped by the murdering family that just assaulted Hawk, Dove, and Robin, and they take her basically on a little road trip and
play a song from the Brady Bunch movie.
yeah. Starfire burns the father at a gas station to a crisp. Dove is also alive somehow after being thrown off at least a 3 to 5 story building flat onto her back. We get a flashback 15 years prior into the moment that Dick finds out that Bruce Wayne is adopting him after what happened to his parents. And then the caseworker somehow also gets the information to break to Dick that his family's accident may have not been an accident, it may have also been a homicide. Okay, and so in this episode, I get to the first thing that I actually have like a pretty big problem with in this show so far, and that's another flashback scene with Dick. They show him get out of a window at the Wayne Manor doing this insane bullshit CGI that looks terrible. It's just bad CGI. So far, it's the first thing I have a big problem with, but this is why I bring up the point that they need to stay practical with the effects. Because this is a moment where you could have probably gotten a stunt double and made it look 10 times better, but no, you went and did a CGI thing. But I'm still not going to throw this show out the window yet or discard it. I'm still going to keep watching despite this one little hiccup. Starfire proclaims to Robin that she's not actually here to hurt her, but we don't know that because, I mean, like we were saying before with how Starfire has amnesia, you know, she could just not remember that she actually is there to kill her or hurt her. You know, we don't know that, so that's something that could be like a good surprise later down the series if they do something like that. So that's something I will be personally looking for any hints to see if anything progresses with that. Okay, so I think this important part of this episode is the fact that they do have Starfire and Raven together, because this and episode 4 that I'm about to do next, they really have, I don't want to say they're filler episodes, but they definitely have things in there that kind of have like the team to start building momentum, and it's very nice to have them build up characters, because a lot of the things that people were saying in the DC movies was that they were just trying to shoehorn characters in, but so it's nice to actually get them building a chemistry together, and it works quite well in this episode. And in this episode, Raven and Starfire pull over at a diner where apparently if you kick the waitress's ex-boyfriend's drunk ass, you get free food. Yay! Okay, so in the next scene, Raven and Starfire return to the orphanage where Raven was apparently adopted from. So the weird family in this show, apparently, that it's kind of hinted that they're some kind of robot or something, that they were like personally designed to carry out certain missions, but the guy who I guess is the leader, we don't know for sure, who sent the family, basically tells them that Raven's father is going to come and cleanse the world. And for people who don't know Raven's backstory, I'm not going to ruin it. I mean, I'm not going to dive really too much further into it just so it can be a surprise. But, you know, this could end up being the villain of the first season. We don't know yet, but it's definitely something we're going to have to keep in mind. So this robotic or man-made family is going to get another chance in attempting to subdue Raven. At this point, Dick catches up with Raven and Starfire at a roller skating rink and tells Raven that she is now being blamed for her mother's murder, and that Starfire is considered kidnapping her, so now Starfire is also wanted by the police as well. One thing I noticed in this episode that they've done a couple times so far in the show is that they will have other characters pop up and you will see them say, you know, hey, what's up, Dick? Like, calling him a dick, but his name is Dick, of course. So it's really funny that they subtly put that in there, because every time somebody brings it up to Dick, he's like, yeah, I know. Like, it's something he's constantly been made fun of, and it's quite interesting to see that subtly be put in there, because it's not like a comedic scene or anything, or a comedic line, but just the delivery and the response of it really makes it work. Okay, so we also get another flashback in this episode of Dick being young again, and after a couple things like him trying to run away, and I guess him trying to get back to the orphanage after being adopted by Batman, he comes home to a note, and it says, something along the lines like, I can help you find an outlet, or it's not exactly that, but he basically says, I have a way for you that you could get rid of this like pain and anguish that you have. And obviously that's him being trained to be a crime fighter and become what we now know as Robin. But it's interesting to finally see that, because this is something that hasn't been done in any movies. It hasn't been done in any show. I mean, Robin's barely been in anything besides video games and, one or two other movies and TV adaptations that aren't animated. But, it's just nice to kind of, for them to finally have them building that, you get to see where Dick came from and how Batman initially treated him. So the last couple minutes of this episode, this is what happened. Raven gets restrained against her will. Raven gets left in a dungeon. Raven emotionally abuses herself. Raven destroys a convent. And now her nickname is the Destroyer of Worlds, and she's out in the woods roaming free. Great. This is the end of the episode. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you've seen the show so far, you have any questions or comments, I want to hear your opinions. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.